I think we can all agree. Thank goodness Victor is back on the floor. After he's returned from injury, he's had a major impact, even in the limited minutes he's played. Over his last 5 games, so that would be since Christmas, he's scored 138 points in 126 minutes. That's just over a point a minute for anyone who is counting. And Brian, you have covered Victor closely. You were literally in the room when he found out that he would be going to San Antonio, and yet somehow he's even exceeded expectations.
Yeah, one of the hardest things to find is a super tall human, right? And then you find someone who's really tall, who's also very skilled at basketball. This is why he is absolutely an alien, as they say. But not only is he super skilled at basketball, he is very, very much invested in San Antonio. Like, it's one thing to say, I want my team to do well. Since the day he got there, he has said, I want to be a part of this community. And it really personifies in what he's done with the Spurs this year and the Jackals, which just is this section of fans that he interviewed the members for. He is the one, you got to pass the test with Victor to get in that fan base. And then he works with them on this post-game thing with the drum where they celebrate victories. It's one thing to get a player to buy into what you want to do on the court. To get a player of this caliber to buy into how you want to sell yourself to the community, it's truly almost unheard of in the NBA.
Yeah, it feels like Victor checks every single box. And I know we say it all the time, but it's not hyperbole. There's one box, though, that he wants to stop checking, and that's coming off of the bench. He's been on a minutes restriction a lot of the season as he's dealt with various knicks-knacks and injuries. And last night we didn't see him play, let's call it the last 4 minutes of that game, when they really needed him. How long do you expect him to be on this minutes restriction?
Definitely for the next couple of games.
Okay.
Tonight I expected him to come off the bench. This would be the 8th time he's come off the bench. And yes, I know that it was annoying everybody last night that for the Spurs that he didn't play the last 4 minutes of the game. They didn't even really want him to play in this game. He kind of like talked his way into going to Memphis to play in this game. And they said, look, you're only going to be able to play 20 minutes. Well, he scored 30 points in those 20 minutes. So I do expect tonight them not to let him run out of minutes. But he's still going to play limited minutes. And this also speaks to his competitiveness. This is a guy who understands that even if I only play 20 minutes, I want to be out there to do it. And so they've got to manage it as well. They've got to manage making sure that they don't run out of time in this game tonight, because the Lakers, pretty much every game they play comes down to clutch time.
Well, and we know that Victor also playing 20 minutes. What is required to play 20 minutes? Oh, yeah, to meet that 65-game minimum if he wants to be eligible.
He's only got 4 left. He could only miss 4 games.
Exactly.
It would have been 3 if he didn't play last night.
And now the counting clock still stays at 4. We know, as you mentioned, they face the Lakers tonight, and everyone remembers, I think, Redick calling out his team after Christmas. It's been a roller coaster since then, though, my friends. So let's just remind everyone how we got here. On LeBron's 41st birthday, the Lakers, they suffered their 11th loss of the season. All of them have come by double digits, and Redick was not too happy.
Do you know what this team's or this group's DNA is yet?
Still trying to figure that out.
All right, so still trying to find the identity. On Friday, Luka and LeBron, they needed to combine to 65 to beat Memphis.
Yesterday I said, hey, let's run away toss and bring it up the left side. I want so-and-so in it. It was after a dead ball. It wasn't like I'm calling on the fly. And we bring it up that side, and the person I wanted in the away toss isn't over there. It's just like, that's happening so consistently right now.
Okay, so 2 days later, trying to put that into action, the Lakers took down Memphis, moved to 12-0 in clutch time, but LeBron James still had some notes.
When your usage rate is a little bit down, you can't afford to be turning the ball over a lot if you barely got the ball.
Okay, so on Tuesday, he says he wants some more touches, right? He had 30 points on 80 touches. The rest of the season, he's averaging 70 touches a game, so a little bit more there. The Lakers, they have the 4th best record, though, in the NBA. But for some reason, Kenny, it doesn't really feel that way.
Well, it probably doesn't feel that way only because there are teams that have come in who have been struggling and played well against them. And at times you say, well, what can they do to stop you in key moments? They are able to score the basketball, but in key moments, they're not able to stop you. And that's where the Lakers' season will end or begin on, if they're able to figure out a way to stop people. Because the 3 perimeter players, when the NBA at the 1, 2, and 3 position are the most athletic. And those are the least athletic positions for the Lakers. So transition defense, finding man on cross matches, meaning I'm guarding Coach Malone, but Coach Malone is guarding Perk. So now we got to run to find him. Those are the things that the Lakers are not good at.
Right.
And so that's why they struggle, and that's why it doesn't feel like they have a championship mix, because there are guys who come in there who average 8 and go, oh, tonight I can get 14.
But it seems realistic that it seems reasonable that we're still asking the question, who are the Lakers? Who are the Lakers this season?
Identity is success. if you have an identity, you can be successful, because what that does, it makes you trade better, it makes you substitute better, it makes you a better coach, it makes you a better GM. But without an identity, if you say, Perk, tonight, what are the Lakers are going to play, fast or slow? We'll go, whatever the other team does, they're going to play like them. And that, to me, takes away from what the Lakers can be. And until they establish their identity, they're going to struggle.
Coach, I got a question for you. JJ, he's been going on these rants over the last, month or so, calling out his team publicly. As the championship coach, how do you feel about that? You got to pick and choose your battles, because you got to be careful you lose the locker room, right?
No, there's no doubt, and every coach does it differently, but I'm a firm believer in you have a lot of those conversations one-on-one in the locker room, in front of your team. You call guys out. I know for myself, going into every season, you want to eliminate as many distractions as possible. Winning is hard in the NBA. And when you have JJ calling out his players, you got LeBron talking about not having the ball enough, DeAndre Ayton talking about not having the ball enough. There's a lot of noise around this team right now. And that's cool, they're 4-1 the last 5 games, but as you touched on earlier, Perk, they haven't beaten anybody of a substantial team. So tonight will be a real test for them. They're playing better. LeBron and Luka are, at least it looks like they're playing better together, but can they beat a team that's over 500? And it's hard to have an identity when you don't guard. You're great in the clutch, but a lot of those clutch wins have been against teams below 500. And every night you're not sure which Laker team you're going to get.
Well, let me tell you
and I saw that picture of J.J. Redick. I feel for him. He's got that look,
and they're winning.
1,000-mile stare.
And they're winning. Like, if you've played 1,600 minutes and you've scored the exact same amount of points as your opponents, I don't have to be Dean Smith. See what I did there, Ken?
Yeah, I see you.
You don't have to.
Well, you have to be Kenny Smith.
You don't have to be Dean Smith to tell you that you probably should be a 500 team. Maybe you're 1 or 2 games over 500. Look at that record. It's actually amazing that they have the record that they have right now.
And you know what's misleading about that, though? That means you beat easy teams big, and you lose to good teams badly.
True, but over 34 games, that should tell you something.
No, but that's fool's gold. And let's not make no mistake about it. We're talking about the Lakers. It's championship or bust every single year with them. Yes, with you having Luka Doncic, a guy that's leading the league in scoring, Austin Reeves, they got 3 guys that are on verge of making NBA history, averaging 25 and 5. Right? They're going to score buckets.
Yeah.
You could get wins through an 82-game season, but your ass gonna have to defend in the playoffs. They can't guard a parked car, and you know that. And they got to start tonight. They got to make a statement, because this last time they played this team, the Spurs, they exposed them and they embarrassed them.
Well, the Lakers 23rd in the league right now in defense, but the biggest question for them tonight is whether or not LeBron James is going to play on this second night of a back-to-back.
They ain't parked. The cars ain't parked in the NBA.
It's time now.
They're expensive cars.
For head-to-head, it's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Perk, who's going to score more tonight, Victor Wembanyama or Luka?
Oh, Luka. He going to get at least 30 shot attempts up tonight. I got Luka.
Well, and we have Victor on a minutes restriction in this one. All right, Kenny, keeping with the scoring angle here, who are you going to see score more, De'Aaron Fox or LeBron if he goes?
Luka. I'm sorry. I'd say I would go with De'Aaron Fox tonight. I think that he is the guy who's going to be a little bit more needed to put the ball in the basket. LeBron's success does not always dictate on him scoring.
Okay, Michael, let's shift to playmaking, shall we? More assists, LeBron James, if he goes, or Stephon Castle?
I'm going Bron. Obviously with Reeves out, JJ is getting the ball into LeBron's hands a lot more as of late. He's producing, he's playmaking. No disrespect to Castle, is having a great second year for the Spurs.
All right, so that's what we got on DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets. If your bet wins, download the app and use the promo code SPLASH when you sign up. Before
NBA